Okay, so I obviously am going to pretend that I've got the same question as you, which is finding another poem to compare to Elizabeth Barrett Browning, Sonnet 43. And for the purposes of making it a little bit easier, I'm going to pick Valentine just because that's what the exemplar student answer that we looked at, that we'll look at a little bit later, also focuses on. Now, obviously, you might do this on paper. I'm just going to do it on the slide itself so you can see me doing that. So I've got Sonnet 43, which I'm just going to refer to Sonnet 43, and then I've got Valentine as well. So for my comparison, so I want to think about what maybe I could write about. So have I got any similarities and differences? Now, you might want to use a Venn diagram. Obviously, that might be a little bit trickier online, but it's up to you. I've just realised that actually that's going to be a lot easier if I just put up here. So I've got Sonnet 43 versus Valentine. Similarities. Okay, so they're both a speaker talking about their personal experience of love. Okay, so that's both of them. Both of them are doing that. Okay. Sonnet 43 is EBB to her lover. But hang on. So is Valentine. Valentine is also a speaker to the person in the relationship. So actually, what am I doing? See how rubbish I am with this, can't you? Okay, so actually, both is the speaker directly addressing the lover. Okay, now Sonnet 43 is actually quite traditional, isn't it? It's more traditional outpouring of love, whereas Valentine rejects tradition, and it talks about the onion. Okay, actually, Sonnet 43 is a positive tone most of the way through, maybe negative at end. That depends on your point of view. I mean, I think there is that reference to death. You could take that reference to death that Elizabeth Barrett Browning makes at the end as being something that is quite negative and perhaps focusing on sort of morbidity maybe, and the fact that her and Robert went together. But actually you could see it as a positive tone because of the religious belief that Elizabeth Barrett Browning had, perhaps leading her to think that actually death wouldn't separate her and Robert, and their love could last eternally. So obviously remember that some of this is going to be down to your personal interpretation of the poem. I'm going to say I think that Sonnet 43 is positive tone most of the way through, whereas Valentine has a stronger negative tone, and we've talked about that when we did Valentine in class. You've got that imagery of the knife and sort of that implication of possible violence or a possible relationship that actually doesn't have that sort of dreamy hearts and flowers aspect that perhaps you think about. And we've talked about that fact that Valentine rejects those cliches. And in fact, as I'm doing my plan, I'm going to add more things in. So Valentine rejects the tradition and the cliches, but actually Sonnet 43 is a traditional cliched outpouring of love. So actually, I only need 3 or 4 things to talk about, and there's 3 or 4 things there. I've got a couple of similarities, I've got a couple of differences. I've got enough already to move forward. Now, obviously, in a real life situation, I would have my poems in front of me, and that's actually what I would advise you to do: is have your poem in front of you. And make these sort of notes either on your poems or on your exam paper. Obviously, I'm just doing it this way so I can send that little video for you.